Welcome to the Get It Right First Time area, where you'll be taken through various good examples and bad examples of how work should be not carried out or carried out. Here are some examples of good and bad practices. We've got this sample panels carried out where it shows areas where typically where you have services entering into walls to ensure you put grommets in where cables can get in contact with the metal stud. Ensure your strap fixing is secured with 2 screws at each fixing point. Ensure caddy straps are used to support cables so they're kept vertical or horizontal wherever necessary. Ensure back boxes are secured on caddy straps with sufficient fixings, ensuring grommets are used and cables coiled up within. Every plasterboard must be screwed on walls every 300mm centers. Ensure you do not write on walls in pencil or pen. All services to the apartments must all enter in through the letterboxes installed at the front doors. Every service passing in must have a fire stopping carried out around the service itself, so ensure the lagging is kept short. So full fire stopping to the pipe itself or the cable itself has been applied. Where you have elements that don't have fire stopping, are not able to withstand the fire, they will have intermittent wraps installed to them. Also ensure the top track when you're fixing the stud are not screwed to allow for deflective head, and also with the lagging insulation on the walls, they are sufficiently secured. All around the perimeter of all door openings, plasterboard must be screwed at 150mm centers, and ensure you do not punch through paper when you're screwing the plasterboard through. All pipes that enter through walls, ensure you cut the hole sufficient, just the right size of the pipe diameter. And where you have deflective head allowances around flat ducting, you have that area filled with rock wool, 25mm typically. All cables that enter through must be very tight. Do not make excessively large holes. The only item that will be applied around these cables is intermittent mastic, and we do not carry out pattracing around them. All services that enter through the letterboxes through the corridor must run through within containments. Ensure the containment trays have been installed the correct way around, so the cables actually sit on the containment trays rather than inverted, so if there's a fire there's no risk. Here's an example of a typical first fix airing cupboard where we install the shelf unit at early stage, so you can cut out holes neatly to prevent any making good in future as you pass the pipes through. Ensure the pipe are just the size, the holes are just the size of the pipe, so there's no making good required on there. All lagging around SVP pipes carried out by dry liners to ensure they have been zip tied, sufficiently secured so they don't fall off. Lagging must only go on the airing cupboard at a very final stage when everything is painted. Ensure all open ends on pipes have caps on them. Waste pipes and services entering through SVP stacks, ensure they are centrally located to allow for good finishing around them, and also ensure they're capped, ensuring the pipe protrude 150mm out, and from the floor the minimum 200mm, so we could have a full skirting. Use HRU templates rather for setting out your HRU positions so you could get them accurately, and when second fixing you just remove the template and install the original product. Use the template for setting out of the sockets within airing cupboards and curl up all cables. Here's an example coming through for the template used to cut out. This template will ensure you could avoid clashing with studs. You will see in the next following slide that how you can avoid clashing with the stud, so ensuring that you could fit the big bank of sockets without having to cut the metal stud. Ensure you run all cables vertically and they're all clipped tidily um, onto the ply matrices, keeping all cables within their zones. Here's an example of a finished airing cupboard. While second fixing, all openings must be sufficiently tight enough so that the gaps are no greater than 10 millimeters, which will be filled with a backing rod and intermittent strip all the way around on the airing cupboard, and any protected lobbies, any protected doorways. Here's a finished airing cupboard, which once the unit is fully painted finished will be completed lagging wise, and also filling loops must be removed and attached to the side with appropriate label. The commissioning certificate sticker must be applied to the cylinder upon completion. Insulation must be fully fixed to the cylinder. Ensure discharge pipes are clearly visible, and also there's clear visibility to the pressure gauge on the cylinder. Is an example of where the template's been removed and the proper heat interface unit has been installed. Is more of a finished example of the bank of sockets within the airing cupboard. Ensure they're all leveled up and lined through properly. With MVHR, ensure that there is clear access to the filters located to the front, so easy access for the resident to maintain, which typically they'll be cleaning out once a month. The consumer unit must be fully labeled, and a tested label sticker must be filled out fully on the top face of the consumer unit. Behind the washing machine, ensure you cap the waste pipe, and also if they're not having the washing machine installed, cap the washing machine outlet. Here's an example of a first fix unit where services have been completed, and typically, as you can see, they all the holes have been cut very small. Deflective heads around. Flat ducting has been allowed for to allow 25mm deflection, and when the dry liner starts, they'll fill it with rock wool, and you see services have been run straight, vertical, horizontal, all in straight lines to prevent any issues. Pipe work fully lagged, and services running very straight in straight lines. Lagging, as you'll notice, has been left short where they enter through the walls to ensure that the intermittents applied to the pipe itself. Here's some examples of how to keep your storage areas neat and tidy. Ensure you keep them in different segregated different items separately within plastic containers if possible. Makes it much easier for the trades to get their materials what they need, and rather than having to fumble around trying to find different fittings, taking up a lot of time and wasting a lot of materials. So you'll see examples of plumbing, electrical, all different storage of items that have been stored properly. We encourage all different trades to store their materials in a similar fashion. All different fittings also labeled on the boxes to state what they are. Where you have long uni struts and trays, ensure you use stillage racking system, which you'll see in a following picture, how well that could be stored, and it's easier to get to different kind of things. These are different types of cables, so keep all different types of cables separately, so it's easy to find the correct cable. You're not trying to flick through trying to find the correct cable. Here you are an example of trays being stored separately as well within racking.